The chairman of Region 6 reports on the outcome of enforcing the vaccine requirements in this report. The vaccine requirement is now mandatory for all workers, especially those in the public sector. In Region 6, the chairman, Mr. David Armagon, has ensured that systems are in place and necessary actions are taken in keeping with the Public Health Ministry's requirement. Mr. Armagon sat down with media operatives earlier this week to disclose details about the enforcement of the vaccination requirement for the public health facilities across East Berbice quarantine.
We decided today to institute the law that was passed and effective from the 4th of September, in which persons, whichever system they belong to, who are not vaccinated, were not allowed into the premises. So the gate was locked, and only those persons who produced their vaccination card were allowed to go in. And even if the nurses who did not walk with a vaccination card, once we have their names, we have a list of names of the persons who would have been vaccinated, we would allow them to go on.
The chairman revealed that issues arose when unvaccinated healthcare workers were not allowed to enter the facilities.
Some of the people who were even vaccinated decided that they would stay out in solidarity with them, which is illegal. You were not locked out, you were not prevented from entering.
He further took the time to announce how the Ministry of Health will address the situation.
Those names are going to be taken. First of all, they will not be paid, and then secondly, they will have to answer why is it that they are not at work today, because nobody shut them out. And then if they are contracted workers too, they have violated the contract. We're going to send out letters on the advice of the Honourable Minister to all those workers who are vaccinated and who are supposed to be at work. We're going to send letters to them to write us, to let us know why they are not at work today, and why is it that action should not be taken against them.
While the unvaccinated healthcare providers are denied access to work, the vaccinated healthcare providers in Region 6 only tabulates to about 46%. On that account, the service delivery at the health facilities decreased tremendously.
We had to seek assistance from Gaisuku and some of the other hospitals to move around staff to get the hospital working at minimum capacity, just to keep the services going. Unfortunately, the A&E, I understand this morning, we had some difficulties there to get nurses to work, because they are the ones who will normally do the take the pressure and the sugar, the triage, and then the patient will see the doctor. Unfortunately, we couldn't get that done this morning, but we have systems in place now to do that.
Mr. Armagon noted that the Port Morant and Skeldon hospitals, as well as the Maibikuri Health Center, managed to provide its services in spite of all the challenges.
Luckily for us, we have a Cuban brigade there at the Ophthalmology Center, covered with nurses and doctors, and they are also general doctors. At Skeldon Hospital, we got issues there too, but the services have not been closed. All the services are operable, and at Blackbush, there is no strike whatsoever.
On the same note, he encouraged unvaccinated healthcare workers to get vaccinated.
I hope that good sense will prevail. Already we have seen some of them going to take the vaccine. Some of them have already started to take the vaccine. And so we are hoping that this issue will be resolved by tomorrow or the next day.
Additionally, the RDC was notified of instances where vaccinated nurses and doctors refused to treat unvaccinated patients. The chairman publicly apologized to any individual who was denied treatment and assured that it will be investigated.
That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen at all. Because person going in to seek medical attention should be allowed to go into these institutions, because they are going there for help. And so I'm sorry that happened. We have to straighten that as from tomorrow morning, because that should not be the case. Patients, people who are sick, should be allowed to go in there and access.
The regional authorities in East Berbice Quarantine will continue to implement and enforce the vaccination requirement. Therefore, individuals are encouraged to have in their possession their vaccination card and ID, and unvaccinated persons are advised to take the vaccine. Narima Ali, Channel 8 News.